Connection. Here we go. Connection available. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Hi.
Hi. It is Wednesday, May 16th. It's Flavors of Central Florida with my vivacious co-host, Maxine Earhart,
today.
and our beautiful guest, Julie Casey from Outpost Neighborhood Kitchen.
Hi.
Welcome. Okay,
Thank
let
you.
us know you can hear us or see us because the connection obviously is not good. David Pavlik's on. David, let me know you can hear us and see us. No, you're golden. I like housekeeping. It's fine. Housekeeping. But let us know. Give us a thumbs up if you're on that you can hear us or see us. I'm sure you can because we're in the wine room at the Citrus Club as we speak. And Julie was kind enough.
Great lighting, natural lighting.
I know we've got. I can't wait to see it. Right?
Stop drinking.
I almost look angelic. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
So
no, I
I'm
made
on.
the face. I got it done.
No, you didn't make a face.
Yeah, I did.
There we go. They can hear us. Hear you. Thank you, David. All right, so welcome, Julie.
Thank you.
I don't think I've obviously seen you and met you at the restaurant, but I don't think I've ever seen you out of the restaurant.
I'm never out.
So tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, and then kind of your why as to why in the world would you become an owner of a restaurant? Did you always?
God, that's
All
a
right,
loaded
so
question.
it's totally loaded. So give us a little history of Julie Casey.
All right, let's see here. Well, I've been in the business since I was 16 years old. I started in food service at Disney at the Fantasyland. So
What was the food there?
it was the burger place that was
Oh,
over a
yeah.
small world, so you could go, you know, when you ride under and you see the people in the
They don't
restaurant.
have that anymore,
No,
right?
that's what I was told.
Oh my gosh.
It's very sad, very sad. So that was my first job in the business, and then I've just been in the business ever since. So either hospitality side. Oh, don't want to spill that.
I do it
Hello.
sometimes too.
My big old hand.
Watch
I
out.
do it too.
The hospitality side or the restaurant side, mostly for food service. All the way through school, I worked in a hotel or a restaurant.
Did you
all the
grow
way
up
through college.
cooking? Is that where you got your passion
You know,
for it?
I'm the oldest of 5.
Oh.
I am a 80s latchkey kid by definition.
I love
Okay.
it.
And
So you
both-
cooked for the family.
I did.
You cooked
both
for the family.
both
Yeah.
parents worked, and we had a pantry full of commissary food and a freezer full of commissary food.
Okay.
And,
Military.
oh yeah.
Love it.
And I didn't like it. So I just started playing with
Commissary
food.
food.
I just started playing with food to make it more edible. So, I was also a chubby kid, and for me, it became about eating food that was worth the calories and not wasting them.
Nice. You're right, because sometimes the food, there's all sorts of food out there, but you don't want to waste your calories on it,
No.
because
Yeah.
if it doesn't taste good, why
No.
eat it?
Yeah.
I'm
And
big about the
That's
flavors.
what it got for me. So that's why I'm so focused on really good quality flavored food at the restaurant as opposed to sexy. We don't do sexy. We don't. Let me back that up. I always say the food's got to be sexy before it leaves the kitchen.
I was gonna
But
say,
we
yeah,
don't do.
Your presentation's always great.
Yeah, but we don't do fancy sexy.
Yeah.
like your casks and those guys.
Listen,
You know what I
sexy,
mean?
sexy.
Yeah, and our sexy at Maxine's is we like our art on the wall.
Yes,
Because we like to
yes.
say our motto is we're sexy, comfortable, and delicious.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Now, Julie and I are like sister restaurants.
Yes.
Because we're very similar in size.
Yeah.
We don't want to be pub food, but we're also not the Ritz. So
Yeah.
we want to be a little bit upscale, nice presentation, delicious food.
Right.
We deal with a lot of the same problems that arise from a small restaurant versus large restaurants,
We
which
do.
I always feel I have to educate the public on.
We
it's not the
definitely
same.
need to educate the public
I won't
on
go into
that.
my rant right now.
You can later. You can. We want you to rant.
She
Kurt
also
does not want you to rant, but
She
we
has
want you to
live
rant.
music at her restaurant as
Yeah.
well, so you probably have to deal with that decibel and customers
Oh, yes.
constantly.
Oh, my word.
Going. Oh, it drives us
So
crazy.
we had live music. Let me just tell this quick story.
Okay.
We had live music a couple weeks ago. It was not that loud. In fact, this guy is probably the most chill out of all of our performers.
I know this.
And I'm sitting outside talking to one of my employees, and Orlando Police Department pulls up.
What?
And they're like, "We just got a noise complaint." I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me!
A
It
noise?
cannot
Restaurants
be."
get noise complaints?
Yeah, we
And
did.
it was 9:00 at night on a Friday, and I was like, "It's not. It
Who
can't
would
be us."
complain
and
about
because
that?
of her location, it
Oh,
makes
because
it
you're
more,
in the neighborhood.
But it's also more
So are
difficult
you.
for you to probably please all your neighbors because
Well-
you have so many. I have like 8.
Well, come to find out later, about an hour later, it wasn't even us. Somebody down the street,
Oh.
one of the houses was
God.
having a big party, but we
Yeah,
got
because
the
we're
call for
actually
it.
more conscientious
We told
than anybody
yes,
because
yes,
we
yes,
have
yes,
a lot
yes.
to lose
Yeah.
if we don't abide by
You
the
couldn't
rules.
even hear the music when you went in the parking lot. So I'm like, what are they talking about?
That's so
And the
weird.
poor officer, I think, once she realized that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was like, sorry, wrong place.
We actually
like-
find officers are very kind when
Yeah,
they do
they've
arrive
been great.
with us. Yeah.
I went to your place during College Park, the thing on the drive recently.
Well, there's 3 of them, so
but the
dancing
one that just
on the drive,
recent
just
that we
happened.
were,
Yes.
and your staff were so friendly because you had that giant area out
we
there.
did, yep.
And I was looking for something different to drink.
Yes.
And those guys were just awesome.
That's
there were 2
great.
guys out there, maybe a girl.
Chad and Chad, Nathan, and Caitlin, I believe, was out there.
They were all so friendly. It was I mean, I love that event.
Yeah.
So I love all those events because when they shut down the drive and you can, you get tired of bringing your own booze. Sorry. But you can bring your own booze and walk around. You kind of feel dirty, right? You're walking around with the drinks on Edgewater Drive.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. It's such a great
I know, I have like envy. I don't have any
They do 3 events a year. So they do Dancing on the Drive in usually April or May. Then Jazz Fest is October or the first week of November, which is even bigger than Dancing on the Drive.
Yes.
And then...
Which is amazing. That's where they have all the jazz
3 different stages.
Yeah, I had a blast at that
That's
too.
An awesome
Joe
event.
Toma, I'll give you a shout out. Hey, Joe. And Pamela says, love Julie. She has wonderful food. Rebecca, yes, I will see you later tonight.
Thank you.
So hi, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
So what drives you every morning to like? Is it the checklist that you have to get through? Because sometimes that's what drives us. Or is it just like, oh, I'm so excited, I got something new?
I'm
Honestly,
insane.
there it is.
I'm insane.
Okay.
So
we're all insane.
The fear of it not being done my way gets me out of bed every morning.
Oh, I feel so much better.
See, that's how crazy
Kurt,
I
that's what I keep trying to tell you. It's about my way. Now you know how I feel, even though I'm not a chef.
It's my internal insanity that gets me out of bed every morning.
Are you like super OCD with the lists and with everything?
Yes.
Yeah, but you're chef and owner. So
I know.
like we were talking about earlier, that's a whole, you have like lots of roles,
A lot of
but
responsibility.
it also gives you creative control.
Yes.
You're in much more control over the kitchen.
But one of the things that I decided to do from the very beginning when we opened was bring in people into my kitchen that also wanted to have a voice as far as the menu went and specials and that sort of thing. So I've been very deliberate in doing that. One of my chefs that just moved to Alabama, actually, one of our dishes is called the Smoky McGee.
Oh.
He created it.
Nice.
And we named it after him.
Yeah, we look for that too.
Yeah.
You have to have the creativity, right? Because there's people like, I eat here all the time. I'm so glad that they changed the menu up once a week. Or I don't know what I would do. I actually made my own salad today. That's how crazy.
Well, and there's a line between serving the same food all the time and the chefs getting bored of serving the same food, but also them perfecting it and making sure it's always consistent because we're very tiny. We've tried to, we have to take something off the menu in order to put something new on the menu. Unless, of course, we do specials. But we find, being a neighborhood restaurant, God forbid we would ever take the lasagna off the menu.
No, you can't do that.
No. It's like me and the shrimp and grits.
Exactly.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. So I was just going to ask you, what are yours that you cannot take off the menu besides the shrimp and grits?
Shrimp and grits are Kentucky bourbon barrel aged braised short ribs.
Oh yeah, those are good. I forgot about that.
And now our chicken fried chicken just sells like crazy.
Oh, I haven't tried the chicken
fried
fried
chicken.
chicken.
I think we sold 15 or 20 of them last night.
Yum.
Just constantly coming out of the kitchen.
I love to go into your restaurant, which again is the Outpost Neighborhood Kitchen on Edgewater. I like to go in there. Don't let Julie drink, Kevin says. Too late, Kevin. It's unfortunate.
Hey, I had my arm scraped today.
She has one good hand. Cheers. Some rosé. Sorry. But I love to walk in there because I love that there's room where the kitchen is. You've got that whole bar area up there.
We call those the Food Network seats.
They are the Food Network seats. It's awesome. But I love the feel of it. So where did you come up with the name Outpost Neighborhood Kitchen?
I was curious myself.
That is a great question. So I actually, when I met Kevin, wanted to get married in South Carolina, and he was having none of it. I've just always had this kind of connection to the history and the past, and I've always liked the garb and what people wore, and I've always had a curiosity as to what they ate and what they did during the day, and that sort of thing. So when we discovered College Park and honed in on College Park as our first location, I did a bunch of homework at the History Center right here in downtown Orlando, and went there and looked through old files of pictures and read a bunch of articles all about specifically College Park and how it came about.
Oh.
So in doing that homework prior to deciding on College Park, I had also done that for 2 other areas in town, Conway and Altamont. And in doing all that homework, discovered that College Park was one of the many outposts, if you will, to the building of downtown Orlando.
I had no idea.
During the growth in the late 1800s.
I feel a little guilty. I need to do more research on my neighborhood.
So Conway literally had a post with soldiers at it.
Wow.
College Park also had one, and so did Altamont, and they all served to protect downtown Orlando.
Oh.
So that name came out.
Cool.
Where the restaurant is located is property that used to be called Harper's Grove, and it was pineapples and oranges. So that was
no way.
Yeah. So let me back up.
We learned so much.
We did a naming contest with the College Park community paper, and I let the community name the restaurant.
I sort of remember that.
So Outpost was one of the names with the explanation I just gave you.
Right.
And then Harper's Grove Grill and Tavern was another name because of Harper's Grove. And then Edgewater Drive used to be called Dixie Highway. So the third name choice.
I didn't know that either.
The third name choice was Dixie Highway Grill and Tavern.
And now you got your next two restaurants.
Right?
You need to get a little monopoly going on at College Edgewater.
Like, it wasn't even close. Like, the votes were almost 75, 80% for Outpost.
I love that. And it's neighborhood kitchen because it truly is.
Yeah, it is. Very much
It really is.
And because we're sister restaurants, we often find ourselves in the same groupings all the time. I'm like, did Julie get it? Did Maxine get it?
Well, what was it last year? You got best neighborhood restaurant. We got runner-up.
Yeah.
Well, I love College Park because I live close by.
Are you going to be at the Foodie Awards by chance? No? Oh. Next year. Trust me, we're providing food. It's our first time.
We're going to have more wine.
But by the way, this is 6 years, which we're almost the same years. I think. How many years are you?
We just celebrated 3 years on St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, so there's 3.
Wow.
Okay, see, we're 6.5.
Yeah.
So we're 3
That's
years.
Why I'm the little sister.
Right, and so we're 3 years ahead. And so this is our first opportunity to really be invited to the Foodie Awards for the Orlando Center.
That's amazing.
It took us 6 years.
All right.
Took us 6 years to also get noticed for live music.
Right.
Because I used to look all the time and like, gosh darn it, why can't we get anything for live music? Yeah. And it was always Dexter. And I love Dex. Hi, how you doing?
Dex.
But he's got 4 restaurants, lots of employees. I mean, they're probably voting, lots of people.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to compete when you're one little restaurant compared to somebody who has 4 restaurants. A matter of fact, the winning live entertainment was Mangoes on iDrive this year.
Was it? Really?
And Ace Cafe. I love them. And
I have not been there yet.
Hi, Josh.
I'm so
Hi, guys.
cool there.
And that's what I keep
And then we
hearing.
got 3rd place. So I was like,
amazing, though. You're there.
But I was like, whoa, look at Mangoes and Ace. But I would have thought it would have been you or like
don't
little
forget
restaurants.
that these are sometimes some of the same people that vote Olive Garden as the best Italian.
Thank you for
Can we just take them out? Yes, can we take them out? Or Red Lobster for the best seafood.
Hey, the bottom line is
Nothing
it's
against
who
you, Darden.
votes, just like in everything else in life.
We just need to get you people out a little more, just somewhere out. Exactly. So how is it on a neighborhood kitchen, though? Both of you can answer this. Are you dependent 100% on people in College Park or in and around Thornton Park or in and around the Shine area?
We can't.
So you're out, you're really out, you have to advertise, you have to get out there, you have to really get your name out.
Yeah.
Because Edgewater's, I live so close, but Edgewater's such an interesting place. There's been a whole bunch of places that opened, a whole bunch that shut down.
There's all these new restaurants opening everywhere.
We have a new coffee shop up and down there. I'm confused about how we used to have like 8 pizza places up and down Edgewater. That was insane for a little while. But like Pepe's went out of business, and like there's so much in and out because it takes so much to run a restaurant. So let's talk about the small restaurant, which I know Maxine's been chomping at the bit to talk about this. But talk about it because it's a completely different animal than an Olive Garden.
Well, first of all, we're small. So we have to turn tables quite frequently to make money.
Right.
And sometimes we're trying to educate the public about this. I recently had a rant about this, I know, for some of my people who are watching me now. But we have to be polite about it, though. You can't ask people to leave that just spent money. So what you're kind of hoping is that they have restaurant etiquette and that they recognize when there are people standing at the doorway.
We're both laughing. I almost cracked up. Is there really such a thing? Do people pay? I mean, I know I do and my friends do, but I see people out and they're horrible in general. Not all people. I'm just saying there are some.
Now you're in the kitchen, so I'm
in the kitchen
so
a
you're
lot.
feeling
so if they're pulling me out to the dining room, something's
you're
wrong.
Seeing the tickets.
And what is their what's their primary complaint? What would somebody complain about?
Nobody likes to be asked to leave after they've just spent money at your establishment. They feel insulted. So what we do is, we kind of go with the averages, but we do have live music. So we have the live music because we need the draw to be different from other places, so people choose to come to us, so it's more of an experience. Right. And we have to do that. We have to do everything we can to get people to come to our places, because we can't necessarily always afford advertising either.
Right, sure.
So we find ourselves, we'll spend $800 on an event that we're actually paying our chef and food,
right,
and we'll attend an event to shake hands with people.
People don't
opposed
understand
to spending
the cost.
$800 on an ad.
You have a lot of costs. So
we have a lot. We have the same cost as a large restaurant, though. That's the thing.
What's your number one cost? Food?
Labor.
Staff? Labor. All right, so I think people don't understand that. It's labor.
Yeah.
And then to keep the labor, how difficult is
that? Well, well, here's the other thing. You can't.
That's
it's a balance.
Whole separate book. That's a separate show.
That's a separate show.
That goes outside of 30 minutes.
Wait a minute. It's a balance of labor, because you can't have too many people on, because your servers won't make money. But if you don't have enough servers on, then your guests won't be happy with the service that they're receiving.
Correct.
So it's not like Olive Garden. Sorry, Olive Garden. Where
I love your breadsticks and Alfredo. We're golden.
Somebody calls in sick, they have somebody that can call right in. Somebody calls in sick on we're like, ooh, it's that person's only day off.
It just happened to me yesterday where a cook called in sick, and I'm like,
so how does that work as as the primary chef, the cook in the restaurant?
She works more. She works harder.
Right? You work harder.
Yeah, so we put policies in place that they have to call out a certain amount of time. They have to get their shift covered. If they don't get their shift covered, these are the consequences of that.
Right.
And essentially, he didn't get his shift covered last night, so I got to stay.
So do you stay, and then you have to, what does that look like? Is it your head chef? Is there a sous chef under you? Are there multiple chefs? Like here we have an executive sous chef, and then we have an executive something else. Are there those layers?
She's ultimately the responsible one. So
I've had where I tried to spend less time in the kitchen, and I had a head chef and I had a sous chef, and then we had line cooks. That is not the format I have currently. Those are reins that are really tough to give up to somebody that you don't trust.
Yeah.
And so it's a very big trust issue for me. And so right now I have people in the kitchen who, some of them want to earn that responsibility, and they want to earn that position, so that's what they're working towards right now. And then I have other people that are just brand new. They've been in the business a really long time, and they have a lot of passion for working in my kitchen, and so that's why they're there. So even though they're not as skilled as some of my other guys, they're so willing to learn that makes up for everything else.
Also, small kitchens, small restaurants like us, you can start as a dishwasher, and 2 years later you can be on pantry and grill. Whereas if you work for a large restaurant, you could still be the dishwasher for 2 years, or you could just be cutting carrots for a year.
So what's the one thing that you would want the general public to know about being a smaller restaurant, a neighborhood restaurant? What would you want them to know that might enlighten them so that they don't make the mistakes that they sometimes make?
I would like them to be more understanding of their neighborhood. Like if you're a tourist coming through because you read something on Facebook or Yelp and you're checking us out, we understand. We're probably not going to see you again if you're not happy or you're visiting. Right. But we're neighborhood restaurants, so we see the same people over and over again. And the beauty of that is that they actually are the first people. We just wrote an article about this in the downtown paper on being a regular. Regulars, they've seen your good side. Right. They've seen your busy nights. We know it all. We know all your dirty laundry, and we still love you. They understand. But what I guess we'd like people to know is, in order for us to make money, we must turn tables. If you have enjoyed your meal and you have paid your bill and you do not want more coffee or water and you're sitting at a table, I would like people to look up from their conversation and look at the door. If there are several people standing at the door waiting for a table, it would be polite for you to say, hey, we need to get out of here because we love this place and we want them to stay in business. But unfortunately, oftentimes, but it's okay, we get it, they're engrossed in a conversation, I will go over because I'm front of the house, so I probably get this more than you, but I will go to the table and I'll say, hey, thank you so much. By the way, do you mind if I clear your table because I have people at the door that are waiting for this next reservation? And 99% of the time, people are very nice about it because maybe they weren't paying attention. But then I have people that go, oh, you're kicking me out? And I'll be like, no, you're finished. We're moving on. I'm really happy you guys were here.
Normally I move to the bar.
But I have no bar.
I know.
I have 15 seats
But that's
that are
normally
full.
what I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go to the bar.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I try to be cognizant.
And if we were a large restaurant, we would invite you to the bar, or we would put another table together. But that's the difference, again.
What about Julie? Julie, do you have the same thing?
Yeah, I think for me, we had a really tough opening in College Park, and
why was it tough?
And I read a lot of those reviews. Boy, you handled them very well.
But why was it so tough?
Well, we got delayed, so the entire team that I had hired was gone by the time we opened. So I literally had to hire bodies. Yeah. And so we opened, and although I anticipated that we would be busy because I had done all this stuff ahead of time to make sure the neighborhood knew that we were coming, we had no idea how busy. And my head chef that opened with us was not ready. And so we ran out of food probably every day, or he didn't have the food.
Another thing about a small restaurant, it's good when we run out of food. That means everything is fresh, people. We do not have frozen, big, huge refrigerators and freezers.
There's truth
sorry.
to that.
Yeah. No, you're good.
It just drives me nuts.
So we were just super busy. I had, quite frankly, incompetent staff in some areas, and the service was not what I deliver now. Yeah. The food was not what we deliver now.
Sure.
So for me, it would be, you know, with corporate restaurants, people say, oh, it was a horrible experience, I'll never go back again. And they kind of don't miss you unless you were regular.
Don't. You're right.
With us, when you do that to us, then it hurts us. And that's why businesses in College Park, as you mentioned earlier, go out of business, because you don't give them the second and third chance. And sometimes you have to. And thank God we are now in the position where we've been there 3 years.
Right.
We have people who are finally like, well, maybe she turned the boat around because they're still here.
Yeah. Correct.
Well, and also,
and we have people coming back who have said, listen, we were here when you guys first opened. It was a disaster. You're obviously doing something right. This experience was so much better. Thank you so much. So that's for me.
Oh, I love that.
It's not about first and second chances.
But
sometimes you have to give them a third and fourth.
In order to still be there, we had to suffer.
We have to know.
Well, we also had to suffer. We had to get really frugal. We had to give up things. I'm going to be honest. People know this about my husband and I. We were not able to even get health insurance for ourselves, even though we had liability insurance at the restaurant.
Gotta have that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, we made sacrifices. Right. While my husband is actually, hi honey, still driving a car with no air conditioning unit because he wants to take it. He wants to take it right to the end. He doesn't want that extra car payment. You know what I mean? Because I
use Lyft, Kurt. It works like a charm.
Yeah, but we have to lug a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
we're always like lugging.
I'm the only thing I have to lug.
Lugging things, but it does. We sacrifice a lot more than a corporation, because a corporate restaurant will send a check if you don't make it. Like, remember Hurricane Irma? How nobody came out for like the entire week because they were all buying generators. Oh yeah. Did you get hit? Did you suffer from that a little bit?
We did not actually.
We got
really lucky because we had planned accordingly. We learned a lot from Hurricane Matthew last year.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
And so we had actually bought product intentionally prior to the hurricane for a special hurricane menu. Oh. So we had planned accordingly whether or not we were going to have limited power or not. So we had already decided on the menu ahead of time. Yeah. And then we had a generator hooked up to the walk-in, so we watched that.
Yeah, we had generators
too. Nice.
And then the blessing is that because we're on Edgewater Drive, and maybe because we're on the grid for Florida Hospital, I'm not sure, but we had power the next day.
Oh,
now,
that's nice.
my house is a whole nother thing. That was a whole nother.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have, for us it wasn't a problem with food. It was just we're not on any avenue. Yeah. People don't drive by. So for us, we just didn't have business for a week because everybody was out buying batteries and generators. Yeah. But we got hit. We were the only restaurant that was open Sunday. Oh, which, by the way, I meant to say, a restaurant is not the same on a Tuesday than it is on a Friday.
What? You
than
mean
it
it's
is
not
on a
the
Sunday.
same?
They can actually be almost 3 different restaurant experiences. Yes. That's why if you have a bad experience at a small business or a small restaurant and it's in your neighborhood, invest in going back and visiting us again. We want to make you happy. It drives us crazy when you're not happy.
And so what's your favorite favorite thing to make?
Oh.
It can be on the menu or not on the menu.
Right now, my favorite thing to do is desserts. Because,
really?
Only because our dessert section of our menu has suffered for so long because I've been so focused on everything else. Right. But ironically, we just rolled out a new lunch menu today.
Yum.
Oh, God,
what's on it? What was the motivation behind the new lunch menu?
Just some lighter options. We try to do it seasonally, so we're a little behind. But we did. I called it the Rosé Summer Salad.
Nice.
It has.
Well, I need that drink.
Cheers to that.
I guess that was like
cheers
a hit.
Again. Sorry, Kevin. Thomas says he loves he loves your glasses, Maxine.
Oh, thank you.
So it's spinach tossed in poppy seed dressing, and it comes topped with roasted walnuts, goat cheese crumbles, strawberries, and blueberries.
Yum.
Yeah. Now, how big is your kitchen back there?
It is 4 feet wide, not including the equipment, and 10 feet long.
So you prep everything before every meal?
We do have a prep table back there, but yes, we prep every single day. We start prepping at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we have the line.
See, labor costs. Prepping is labor.
So we're open 3 hours before we
even make any money. We've had everybody working full time.
What's the one day that's the best day for you all? I'm always curious about this. Do restaurants make the most money on, or most profitable on a Saturday, on a Sunday, or is it some weird, crazy day during the week?
It's just how many butts and seats is really what it comes down to. Yeah.
And do you have to do specials to encourage
It depends
them?
how many times we turn the table. That's how we make money. Gotcha. So to be successful, you want that first seating. We'd love that 5 o'clock early bird seating. And then, of course, then you get that golden hour seating where everybody wants to be there around 7 to 8.
Yep.
And then we would just love it if you would come in at 9 o'clock.
So we don't know that.
Right? Just hang out.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
Have a drink.
Is it
enjoy.
really?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't even know y'all were open that late.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're open till 10 during the week and then 11 on the weekends.
Same thing,
And then I think we're one of the few restaurants that are open on Sunday in College Park.
That's right.
Because
you're
there's
open.
not a lot of places to go on
College Park
Sunday night. Yeah.
And we're open Sunday, but we don't do Sunday night.
So it's so funny. We have a regular bill.
So Sunday brunch?
We do
and
Sunday brunch.
dinner too.
Brunch and bottomless ends at 3 and happy hour starts at 3.
And then you go to dinner.
Why haven't we gone there on a Sunday?
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
So we have people who are describing themselves as marathon brunchers. And our marathon brunchers do brunch and go right into happy hour.
I totally get that. I love the whole concept
I'd
of
be
that.
hanging out there too though. I wasn't working so much.
No. We got to get you out of the... Well, you come out of the
I'm
office.
out. I'm actually probably out more
You guys
than...
just need to come kidnap me and then the staff can't say anything about it.
Yeah, we do.
I'm game for that.
We do. We like our late night stuff though. We just need to bop over.
What about your favorite drink that you have?
Oh, our old fashioned is really good.
Is that, like,
yeah.
I think I've had that. It's
and then
delicious.
we have our version of a French 75. Do you remember French 75?
Yeah, that,
I do not.
I
What
love
is
a
that?
French
From the
75.
1920s, post-prohibition.
When I was born.
We splash it with some champagne. It's a nice little tart lemon champagne cocktail.
Yum. I know. I remember sitting down at the menu there going, okay, I'll try this and I'll try that. Then the drink menu.
Now, the gin and jam is probably my personal favorite.
That's actually amazing. I forgot about that.
Because I make the red pepper jelly, and we put the red pepper jelly in the jam.
It's so
And
good.
you make
I
your own
forgot
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
We make everything
Nice.
from scratch. We even make the ketchup.
You do?
Yeah.
No.
It takes about 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours.
You make the ketchup.
We do.
All right, right
I didn't
here.
even know you
This
knew
is
how
a-
to make
This
ketchup.
is a little known fact right here. You learned on Flavors of Central Florida. I mean, just that alone makes you want to go over.
I love it. All right, so we're going to share. Obviously, I've already tagged Julie and Outpost Neighborhood Kitchen
Is
on
it
the
30
post.
minutes?
Hi,
already?
Bill.
So we're at 26
See,
minutes.
Bill's a marathon bruncher. He's saying hi.
Hey,
He
Bill.
started that term.
I love it. I like the burntures. That's better on the top there, Bill. I like it. No, I like anything that's marathon when it comes to alcohol and food. There was a guy that gave a bad review to an ice cream store that just opened today. He paid some kind of money to $10 to Uber to take him to the store last week that he haven't been open yet. He blames the store. Yeah, we're not. we got some crazy people out there. Hey, Brian.
Just, the bottom line is we really care.
Right.
People
We
think
do.
we don't care.
They
We're
think we don't.
neighborhood restaurants. We are not on iDrive.
Right.
We are not expecting to never see you again. We are actually wanting to see you again
Right.
because it's our neighborhoods that keep us in business.
So I like the way you approach, and then we'll wrap up. I want Julie to have her whatever she wants to promote.
I was a little excited today,
no, I
Julie.
like
You're
that.
fine. You're good.
But I feel like a
Totally
neighborhood restaurant reminds me of my Italian household. Right? So if you've been too long at the table, Ted, get up and go somewhere else. I love you and I want you to come back, but it's time for you to move along. And I think that you guys have that love
Order
for
another
people.
drink.
Yeah.
You could order. Listen, that's always the answer.
Yeah, if you're spending money,
much.
we're not kicking you out.
Heck
Like, let's be honest.
Order another cocktail.
And we're not actually ever kicking you out.
Don't
We're just,
order a water.
We're just trying
honestly.
to keep in business for you.
We get it. All right, Julie, anything you want to leave them with?
We're just happy to be in College Park. We're happy to have the second chance, third chance, whatever you want to call it.
Wait, wine dinners? Anything coming up? Because they do great beer and wine dinners.
Yeah,
Oh,
we do.
yeah,
We
promote
do
that.
a lot of those. We are doing a wine dinner in late June, so
Okay.
I don't have the.
So we'll look on your site.
Yeah,
We'll look on
late
your
June
Facebook
we'll be doing
page.
a wine dinner. We do brunch every Saturday and Sunday. Bottomless mimosas, Bloody Marys, and sangria, and you can switch between them.
Oh, you can't. I was going to say that my liver just asked that question of you. If you could switch back
You
and
can
forth.
switch between them.
My
And we do
liver.
that
My
every
liver talks a
Saturday
lot.
and Sunday. We have tonight is Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Oh, we have local artist night tonight.
Oh, very cool.
Every
Yeah,
Wednesday or
every
just-
Wednesday.
Oh, good. Wow.
They get 1 hour,
Uh-huh.
and it's local artists that are up and coming that are doing their own music, their own original music.
Oh.
So yeah,
You
And
are
I
really
love
doing
that.
so much.
You all are, both of you are so great about supporting.
Now you can see why we're friends.
I know. All right, so we've enjoyed it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
were
having
awesome.
me. I appreciate it.
Kevin, we're going to get her another glass of rosé before she leaves.
I love that idea.
Go to Outpost Neighborhood Kitchen.
Outpost Neighborhood
Tell them
Kitchen.
that you watched the TED Show.
That's
and
right.
that you're, we're excited that you're there. Thank you so very much for tuning in
But get out
today.
of the seat when you're done. We love you guys.
Or just keep
lesson
going
of the day.
We love you. We'll see you later. Yes, we're drinking rosé, Brian. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.